Sit at My Grave, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 1. Bearing tree branches swayed in the air, dancing in tune to the icy winds. Sharp gusts caused fallen, brittle leaves to be swept across the ground. Sounds of vehicles honking, driving quickly as people tried to get home lingered in the distance. Cold pushing them to find solace in warm homes awaiting. A hand pressed to the window, gazing outdoors where it just been, the warm side escaping chilled lips, before turning their attention away from the outside. You really don't have to do this. It's been hard enough as is. You can just use this time to relax and be together. Gentle words came from Renly as she continued forwards, helping her mother bring in a bundle of groceries. Nonsense, Brenna shushed her, removing her scarf before hanging it. But Mom, she's barely started getting our heads above water. It'd just be us anyways if Arden doesn't come back, and we rambled over her excuses, anxiety pouring into her tone. Brenna put her bag down to the counter, and moved into welcome Renly's arms as well, no resistance. Once they were out of the way, Brenna approached her daughter, a gentle hand being placed to her cheek. I know it hurts. I know it feels too different. A little feel guilty trying to have a good time. She started, getting all of Renly's attention. And I know you're terrified something's happened to Arden, but we have to start hoping for the best, dear. It'll all work out. Brenna assured her. She softly pulled her hand away. She locked eyes for a moment. Questions swarming in Renly's head were so easily answered by her mother. She always gave her a sense of comfort when she was craving it. That's just what a good mother did, Brenna guessed. Create a comforting atmosphere that just drew you in. That thought alone went her fragile heart worse, knowing she wasn't like that to either of her children. Most of the holidays, families were meant to be together, make memories, hold each other close. Now, all she could think about was the empty spot her eldest son was meant to take up, and worried about what became of her youngest. She tried her best to keep up calling and texting him, but he always seemed so busy. She worried she wasn't doing enough to be there for him. She also concerned herself, wondering if she wasn't letting him grow up. This was such a crucial time in his life. She knew firsthand how badly he could mess up at this age, even more so to add on stress from their family's tragedy. There's enough to give you a life full of regrets if you weren't careful with where your emotions took access. Was she holding him back while he tried to move on and make his own life? She didn't want him resenting her. She didn't want to pull him down with her own grief and fears. Let's prepare to have a good holiday. Worrying does nothing but give you wrinkles. Brenna spoke with levity, gaining your attention again. Okay, Millie agreed, with a soft smile on her face. She'd been doing much better overall as time passed, but moments like these, she couldn't help worrying here and there. And his birthday's coming up too. We want to have a celebration for him. Brenna mentioned from the groceries away. Millie's head stuck but nodded. It was something they both talked about. It would certainly feel better than sitting around that day hurting in silence, pretending it wasn't happening. Millie took time to invite Amory to read Remembrance Day, along with inviting her to holiday parties. She also spoke with the Kennedys about all getting together, thinking the holidays could double as a celebration for both their children, hopefully coming back home safe and sound. Please, 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 please save Martin. His desperate thoughts pleaded. She gazed out the window once again. Sit at My Grave, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 2. Shoes squeaked in the empty halls as excited chatter sounded from all directions. Despite the busy months they all had, whether it be tough adjusting being so far away from home, or the workload thrusted on them, most everyone was eager to get back to a familiar lifestyle, even if it was only for a little while. A deep sigh rumbled through, giving the tight chest a bit of relief. Having a moment to himself, as brief as it might be, caused a smile to fall. Only when he was certain his friend was on his side. Sometimes you have to do scary things to get to what you really want, you know? own words came back to him often. He was definitely out of his comfort zone being here. He wasn't exactly confident of the scary things he engaged in that corresponded with Indigenous future. Walking down those college halls had him wavering. Some days, he didn't feel like he should even be there. Sure, his dorm was nice now. He worked to make it more cozy and feel lived in. It was a little home away from home, and his previous grades and teachers said otherwise. It appeared as the perfect setup. But his mistakes, decisions made on and off campus, not only shocked him, but would greatly surprise those who believed in him. A gentle frown took over his features, a frustrated confusion. He thought it all over. He'd be back home soon. Since he had been gone so long, time felt like it ticked slowly when he was away from his family. Yet, he looked at the calendars and realized in just a while the year would be over. The events he experienced being away at college were nothing like what he planned for. He now practiced in his head how you would tell the world when his family would never be part of the details. He wasn't a liar, never had the heart for it, nor reason to. Yet now, truth seemed so warped for him that he was almost convinced no one would believe it. He already began looking for ways to fix it, before having to announce what happened. With help and mercy, it didn't seem like they could be looking up. A lot of it depended on the reaction and cooperation of others in his life. At least he knew there was someone ready and willing, despite being far away at the moment. We'd better hurry. Everyone's trying to get home. The airport will be brutal. The focus but soothing voice pulled him back to his senses. He already managed to make it outside in the cold, putting his luggage along with him. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to go for a ride, wasn't I? He quickly apologized. I took care of it. When did you get so forgetful, Gallant? She teased, fixing his hat on him. Guess I'm just so excited about seeing home again. I just got a little scrambled, you know. Excited to see Mom, Dad, Jenny, and he trolled off, reminiscing fondly. Her smile mirrored his before he spoke. I'm excited to see the old neighborhood too, but the nerves are there. They're fighting the joy away. She explained, her smile faltering as her shoulders sunk. Gallant noticed, came to her aid, wrapping his arms around her tenderly. Carmela, look at me. Everything's gonna be okay. We'll figure it out. Gallant assured her. She raised her hand, giving him the best effort to smile at him, proposing the distance, as his soft kiss against his lips. The warmth of being together. At a time, it felt like reassurance for both, but lately, those gentle touches, unsure with their words, were comforting. There seemed to be a disconnect, but only he realized as the hurdles got tougher. Carmela Rosales? The question broke the conversation. Gallant and Carmela had been holding hands, waiting together, staying close, trying to block one another from the cold winds picking up. That's me. Carmela spoke up, unlocking her hand with Gallant. The man nodded, pulling back up his car window, locking his doors and his trunk. I'll load up. Gallant announced with a grin. He opened the back door for Carmela, joked at him from the luggage, eventually gave him a half smile back, who accepted the gesture, getting into the car, letting him close the door for her. I have a lot of stuff. Is that okay? Gallant asked, trying to eye the driver. The man glanced back there and shrugged. Take your time, man, he replied. Thank you, Gallant replied back. He nodded in response as the driver became closer to his phone while he waited. Gallant saw Carmela also began scrolling on her phone, earbuds tucked snugly in her ears. A sight escaped his mouth. I saw him look replacing his smile. He did believe it would work out, but he had to admit he felt a little lost at the moment. This wasn't how things were supposed to go. His plans had escaped him. He felt disappointed in himself. The only thing he could do was learn and move forward towards the best outcome for everyone involved. Gallant placed one of his many bags into the trunk, neatly putting Carmela's one carry-on next to his. He creased with worry. He'd been so sure of his future and how to get there. Now he'd be facing the music to a different tune entirely. A thought graced his mind. He took out his phone, glancing one more time to be sure the other two were still distracted. Then he dialed the number, despite his apprehension. The ring started. He had felt himself tense lightly. Last few conversations hadn't gone so well. Everyone deserved more than one chance, right? especially so close to him. It didn't work. He just had to accept it. But at least, even with everything else going on, he got closer to other people, genuinely helping the chaos. He shouldn't be surprised when he didn't get an answer. After seeing the message in his lap, he was very hoping to get back to where they were, maybe even better. He had simply failed to listen to a voicemail instead. He debated leaving the message himself. He wanted to talk to him, but he didn't want to feel like he was begging. He sighed. There was no use in a grudge. This wasn't going to help either of them. Hey, Arden. Scout started, his breath a bit shaky and cold. Colin paused, looking up at the sky, watching his breath and the crisp air disappear towards the starry sky. It's taking me a while to get back to you. I guess you're busy with your trip now. I just want to, return your call. Colin continued. He debated speaking of Arden's apology, fearing he might start another fight if he spoke on him the wrong way. I'm on my way home now. Taking the plane this time. I hope you're coming home too. Cal pulled himself easy to a gentle smile as he spoke, putting his last bag in the back with one hand, keeping his phone to his ear with the other. Just as he reached to close the trunk, his message got interrupted. Cal. His distressed voice rasped out. Sitatmygrave4, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 3. Cries of creatures in the night seem to echo and fade. Those sounds tangled with whistlings of bitter wind. The harsh air thought he was off his coat, but did nothing to help his body. Nothing seemed real. Had to be experiencing a nightmare of some kind. Though there's a time he believed he couldn't have dreamt of a scene so cruel. Chaos, the screaming, tangling with limbs, desperate for the upper hand, pounding within his skull, burning agony in his chest, demanding voices gnawing to his psyche, the silence that hung in the air after it all, in his ears, urged his lungs, but was also suffocating. He'd been so hopeless, panicked, so scared, terrified of ever seeing his brother again. Instead, ignoring it was all his fault. Everything that seemed to happen so quickly. Now all he had were the memories of it all pouring back in his head, methodically slow. It was hardly able to hear his own thoughts at the time, overwhelmed with his emotions, and hearing all those voices begging him forward. It all felt like too much, but there was this nagging knowledge that the pulled him miss. Feeling as if he could have fought harder against everything propelling him in that direction. His mind was so mixed up. It was the right thing to do. It was restoring balance and gaining his brother back. And he felt so guilty, so disgusted afterwards. Arden hadn't stayed that far as long. As soon as he could, once again, only hear his own thoughts within his brain. It clicked into place what he'd done. Despite what it was for or what it felt like, he stabbed someone. Those thoughts alone kicked his flight into gear, and he ran. Hurt pounding in his ears with every fearful step he took. He couldn't stop thinking about it. He raised his weapon and pierced into another human skin. Such force that the flesh was torn into, spilling the blood. The same blood on other family members who would never even hear about this and be destroyed. Regardless of how well anyone could heal, no family ever truly got over losing someone. Arden knew that firsthand, and the thought of knowing, regardless of his own circumstances, he was putting another family through that. Sickening. He'd been too weak to even get a proper look at all the damage he caused. The scene must have been gruesome. The smell seemed heightened in those moments. The scent of fresh blood made him ill, and nausea even put a ripple through his entire body. With trembling hands, he managed to get away from him, leaving him lying on the cold, unforgiving bars floor, disregarded for nothing. He should have checked to see if he was alive still. If there was a chance to take it back, bring him for medical attention, do something. But he ran, too much of a coward to face what he'd done to him in reality, seeing his lifeless body, Too stuck in his own ambitions to see him come one's wife. Dangerous enigma he was stuck in. His clothes had been changed in the woods. The shaky flurry of movements and reckless choices. Everything had been radio silent now. No churn of line, no temptation, nothing telling him if he used the life correctly or not. He was left alone with his own thoughts to clean out. It was bereaved. I'm just trying to fix things. He never was meant to be dead, just he had told me himself. Rambling thoughts as he tried to convince himself his actions were correct, with nothing to fall back on and no one to speak to. His mind couldn't stop racing with only his thoughts. Even if he could have seen his own reflection in that moment, how could he even recognize himself? Despite feeling as though he knew the truth, his core hurt with what he'd done. His body trembled as he slowly gazed down at his hands. Dirt still clinging deep under his nails, scratches and scrapes littering his palms. Every word he spoke into his mind, trying to convince himself to stop feeling the paralyzing shame. He could only counter himself each time, convinced he looked like some type of psychotic maniac, struggling to make himself feel more human, even after taking the life of one. He had to try harder to drift off and feel like he imagined those voices the whole time, telling him to do it. The weight of the blame was heavy, weighing thickly on his shoulders, guilt twisting his heart. As much as he didn't deserve it, he needed someone, something to bring him back down to earth. He had waited for the work from disease to kick back up, something to substantiate what he'd done. But left alone, he didn't feel the satisfaction he thought he would, only the cold pit within him, accompanied with heavy worms. The adrenaline dumped him hard, and now he was left with lingering hurt and confusion. But what else could he have done? What else could any of that meant if what he did wasn't what he should have? Arden sat on the side of the road, his breath shaky and hollow. The garments wrapping his body were fresh out of his luggage, hiding the blood-stained ones deep inside his bags. His hair was disheveled and dirty. Darkness found its way under his eyes. His expression was blank as he watched that side of town slowly come to life. He had fought his way through the forest to a different side of town, trying to get far away from where he left there, and where he couldn't get rediscovered by the news. Arden hadn't thought up a check to see what time it was. He was meant to be getting to the airport, he was sure, but he couldn't make himself move anymore. The situation's severity was calling away at him. The need to cry was there, but he couldn't make himself at the moment. There was no relief. He felt swollen with emotion, constantly battling with his own thoughts, inner turmoil, stuck in a state of silence by now. Was this really the way his trip was meant to go? Bringing caught his attention. He still couldn't make himself move, pointed to the spot. He heard his phone call go to voicemail, but he stayed quiet. He had no idea who could be calling him. And even though he craved a connection after what he'd done, he was stuck there. Who could he talk to that would even matter right now? How could he have a normal conversation after doing something like this? Sitatmygrave4, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 4. Arden, it's Gala. Arden gasped outwardly, his burning eyes widening. He had so many mixed emotions about Gala lately. Weird fights, awkward exchanges. Only thing he could think of in that moment was how could it but to hear his voice. Arden jumped forward, clutching his chest. He was calling him. He wanted to talk to him. He had to push him away. Gala didn't want him out of his life. All the thoughts came rushing in. His best friend, just when he knew he was there again. Painful words echoed through his head, slowly taking a hopeful, broken smile off his face. His own past words hit him hard. He knew the way he spoke to Gallon, yelled at him, blamed him. The way his argument, regardless of the points he made to Gallon, there was no reason to act like that. He was the one that caused all of this. What right did he have to make Gallon suffer for it? What right did he have to make anyone suffer? These were his mistakes. Wherever he went, he caused something tragic. He was so powerful. Only getting worse. He was exhausted. But he couldn't make it stop. Not fully. He got one piece of the puzzle, and still, things were so different. hope you can too. I grabbed his phone and threw up in the message. His hand shaking as he held it to his ear. So much to happen. There were so many things to say. All he could choke out was Dallas' name. Oh, Dallas sounded shocked. His demeanor changed. He suspected he'd ordered a spooky thing. He hadn't thought it would be like this. It seemed like such a long time since he had fought. Hi. Uh, how are you? Dallas stumbled out. I replaced one hand over his mouth. He shakily got to his feet. Felt so lost. So tempted to pour out the truth of everything. The burning desire deepness transforming forward against the bits of downwards pain he had previously and completely swallowed. Now, all he felt was heaviness there. But where would he even start? Cal had shown plenty of times he wouldn't believe him, but even if he did, there's no guarantee he'd even want to help him with it. He had no obligation to. Thank God. Cal had been more than kind enough to him. Cal's question hung in the air. Such a casual way to start a conversation, but left Arden frozen. Mind scrambled for the words. They just couldn't seem to find themselves. He should feel accomplished. He'd been begging for answers, promising he'd do anything. He had the knife now, used it like he assumed he was meant to, but still, after all that work, he stood there in the cold, shaking with his phone, feeling more lost and afraid than ever, shameful and confused. Arden? Did you hear me? John spoke again in confusion. I was just... Oh, that's good. John answered nervously. Arden just didn't sound right. He wanted to press him further. Every time we got too involved in each other's lives lately, it didn't seem to end well. I thought you weren't going to pick up. John replied with a dry laugh, desperately trying to inject some levity to whatever this phone call had become. I'm sorry. It's almost out of time. I answered, qualifying my steady inhale. Your what? John flushed up frowning. My phone. Other corrected, trying to restore his voice. I've been out for a while. I had to get another phone plan for out here. It's been a real pain to pay for. John answered. It wasn't completely truthful. I have been a reasonable answer anyway. At least there's something. There's no way you can actually see the truth in its entirety. We're still having a hard time wrapping his own head around it. Oh yeah, I guess I don't want you to waste your ticket out of this. John chuckled. John spoke quietly, putting down his laugh off. Are you okay, Arden? John inquired, concern leaking into his tone. Give me compassion. Empathy. Arden couldn't help just his expression of pain. Even if it was restoring what needed to be done, after viciously attacking someone, I felt disgusted having image that simply to show his rage. The anger he harbored when he was young, and pointlessly pushing people away, was around. He hadn't deserved that kindness back then, during or after his brother's funeral. I refused to let himself be comforted, crashing out with his family and friends and trying to help him. But now, I almost felt like crying hearing it again. I'm okay. This trip's been exhausting. I told him. He bit his lip, taking to a rough swallow. He needed help, but he couldn't accept it. Even if the intentions were good, I knew deep down, aside from not deserving it, honestly, no one could truly help him. And no one would want to if they knew all the grisly details of how he got into this mess. In some ways, the concern, assistance, words of encouragement, they were all fake. If they knew, they'd never accept him. He wouldn't want them to. Okay, well, hey, you never said if you're coming home or not. I'm not saying you have to or anything. It's just your mom and grandma talked about buying my family and I for the holidays. They're really excited about it, and so am I. They also want to do a small romantic celebration for you. I don't know if anyone got a chance to tell you about it, so I thought I would. Gal winked nervously. Or if I'm shuffling around, most likely on the road now. Arden's eyes wider, his grip tightening on his phone. Read. Names that just won't so much for him. It's like a slap to the face. All this concern over what he'd done. All that wall and self-pity. Again, he was losing focus. He was doing this for Reed. It wasn't about him or anyone else. He had to remind himself. Everything he was doing was supposed to happen, regardless of how he felt about it. Doing this work was a threat on his mind, his very humanity itself, and he knew that now more than ever. Despite himself, he couldn't afford to slow down. Whenever he got his next mission, he'd be ready for it, whatever the cost. He'd already lost too much. I'm on my way home too. And try to get there for the celebration. Funny answer. He was once again on his feet and began trucking towards the airport, feeling his own emotions and his determination. Sit at My Grave, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 5. August stepped into the airport. He immediately began looking for his gate. He had no idea how late it would be early to prepare for his flight. His right hand was starting to go home. He was here now, and all he could do was move forward. Arthur could hear his own breathing in his ears. He was panting, sweaty, despite the chill of the air outside. His lips were stuffed and dirty. They matched each other. He hadn't had a chance to look up something real properly. His body worked, reminding him of the fights he'd been in. His eyes was getting in trouble just to see. Buried around with his swollen and bruised. His clothes looked a bit cleaner since he spoke to the words. He knew his hair was a mess. He tried to wash his skin briefly in case of any blood splatters. All he had to use was the muddy water he found outside. Even if he struggled not to, Arden could feel the light tremble in his body did. He was worn out with every sense. Only relief was his brain being cleared from the other voices for his own for the moment. So, all he could do was criticize himself. This is what he was supposed to do. But he couldn't convince himself to feel longer after he got it. Just hearing the fuss of others when he thought they really disgusted him. The only way he convinced himself to do it before. In fact, but wait now, when it had done. Somehow his others living, breathing, having such normal lives, just constantly reminded him how far he was falling. Unseen stumbled forward and ran into this someone. The people gave him what sounded like an apology, smiling sheepishly when Arden turned around. It had been a boy, younger than him, mindlessly running around the place, too excited to sit down. It's fine. There was his response. The boy didn't seem to completely understand him. He brightened up, seeing his arm gently angry at his mistake. He nodded before speeding off back to his family. Arden found himself watching them longer than he should. And smiles. He looked so carefree. He stopped and looked down at his own filthy hair, touching his like a child. The sting in his chest felt different from the anger he experienced in his trip. It hurt him deeply. There were so many bad choices he could have made. Yet, here he was, having to reminisce about things so simple as having something to smile about. Just to not have a stench of shame on his being. Standing wasn't doing anything. Arden shook his gaze and continued on, going over to see if his flight had gone yet or not. Silently hoping it hadn't. He had to get out of here. Yes, can I help you? The check-in agent smiled. I'm supposed to be on a flight, Arden stated. Okay, may I see the ID and ticket? She asked. Arden nodded, fishing around for his wallet. He grimaced slightly, seeing his picture. Paying off his ID and ticket. The check agent's smile dropped, clicking a few things into the computer. Oh, I'm sorry, you missed this flight, she told him, handing the ID back. What? Arden stuttered. He shouldn't be shocked. He still felt disappointed. Yeah, it's already well on its way. It left at its correct time, she told him, tapping her long nails against the ticket's tie. Arden frowned slightly, but quickly melted away. Some airports reimburse missed flights, right? Arden reported, raising his eyebrows. Yes, you're correct, sir, she agreed before sliding his ticket across the desk. However, that's if it's the fault of the airline, not if it's the fault of the traveler. You were late, so There were no delays on our end, she explained, finishing with a tight-lipped smile. I blinked a few times. Okay, well, what can I do now? I asked, watching with anticipation. She rolled her eyes slightly before looking back at the computer. Well, you can purchase another ticket for the next flight back to the state you were headed to, or you could just live here forever. She responded in sarcasm. Burns swallowed roughly when hearing that, looking away for a moment. Behind his own reflection of vacancy in the terminal's large windows. Artemis supposed to be here. That was what he had to do. There were glaring reasons why he couldn't be right now. It was hard to get his mind back on track and concentrate on all that happened. His mind was fuzzy, his emotions went everywhere. He knew why he was doing this, why he had to, why he wanted to. But life, not involving fixing himself and correcting his hopeless decisions, was a blur. Had hardly even recognized himself in that reflection. Seeing him now in his old ID seemed like two very different people, and he wasn't sure which he disliked more. Now while he was trying hard to blink, he had to remember, aside from Reed, his boy, Jazia, and everything he mixed himself into, regardless of if what he was doing was right, could very well be convicted for murder, especially if he was here longer than he was meant to be. On his body tensed, anxiety flooding in once again. Aware of how this whole situation could go wasn't even the worst of it. He fought with himself. Why should you be so worried about where you end up? What you did to everyone else? He told himself. Hello, are you still with us? I checked in Agent X phone. Still fine, I can get on right now. But my question was moment nervously. There is, but it's not where you're going. She responded with a shrug. Is it in the same state? On Max, glancing back at his ticket, getting holes becoming more and more challenging. No, but I can get you a flight to the state right next to it. You have to take more transportation to get exactly to the original state and city you're trying to get to. And you have to have a ticket right now, though. She suggested, scratching her nails through her hair before glancing towards the windows. Looks like it's about to start raining. You better hurry with travel in case the weather turns ugly. She concluded, leaning on her desk, tapping away at the computer again. Kind of cleared his throat. It was so difficult to even focus. We couldn't even be bothered to get upset with anyone else having an attitude. What right do we have? Okay, so I'll do that. Hard answer. She smirked before looking up. Okay, that's gonna be $800, she told him, making eye contact again. Hunter gasped, stepping back. He knew without looking he didn't have the money. Not enough in his account, nothing in his pocket. That was worth all it thought converting it. He was stunned. Another roadblock. He could be stuck in a foreign country, no way to get home. If anyone discovered Yaren, how easy would it be to pin the murder on him? I yield to your statement. Sitatmygrave4, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 6. Once again, Arden sank back into the presence. If you don't hurry, these flights will be booked. Most people probably already have tickets for this flight. I'm trying to do you a favor here, she told him dryly. Paul's willpower that was still shaking from anxiety that once again called back up. He had no idea what to do. He was stuck in a whole different country, no money to his name, doing what things he couldn't even begin to explain. He was in situations he hadn't fully comprehended himself. His eyes were hot and wet. This was hardly a punishment after what he'd done, but it seemed every problem he ran into seemed to overflow him now. He couldn't face one issue without his mind drifting to another. His teeth chattered. He glanced at the windows watching the rain. His mind could not stop thinking about flying that day. Had Yaren survived? How was he there? Had he been lying there in pain? He began giving up hope as cold radiance moved his body. How his body jolted, his body shuddered. His heart quickened its pace as he roughly rubbed his eyes. None of Yaren had cried out to him for help. Looking at Faith, Arden wouldn't just leave him like that. They weren't close friends, but Arden couldn't deny they made some type of bond working so closely together. And he just left every day, just like he'd done to me, just like he'd done to everyone in his life. Arden gave himself repeated taps in the face, gave his focus back. He hadn't made a lot of noise, but his thumb was going through his face. I can't call Mom. His leg, cold hat. I thought, clutching his phone. Better choose wisely. Soon he wouldn't be able to make any calls at all. As much as it disturbed him to do so, there's only one person he could call. And if this didn't work, he'd be stuck here until he could find a job and pay his way home. That is, since he got arrested before that could even happen. He felt himself quiver as he dialed the number. He said no to helping him. As hard as it would be to hear, he would understand. Could he not? He held his breath, listening to the rain, hoping this wouldn't cause more issues. Hello? Alright. This is you. Tired voice answered. Hey, I need your help. I replied. Words tasted so sour, like his tongue was like up his nose. The call felt like a slow march through quicksand. It was uncomfortable, distasteful, and there were regrets as soon as it started. But it happened regardless. Arden kept replaying the phone conversation with Gallon in his head as he waited to board his plane. It made him think of the entry in his journal he spoke about knowing that he wasn't that great a person. How he wanted to change into something worthy of all the patience and kindness used on him. A shuddered sigh of Arden sunk into his chair. He felt so on edge and nervous. He used this time to scribble more of his thoughts into a new journal entry, detailing how he felt leading up and the parts of the fight he could remember. Yeah. His penmanship wavered as he wrote. It was odd to see his behavior from that night on paper. He had to get it out, document it. His life was becoming too unpredictable and volatile for him not to. When had he become so needy, so selfish, so violent? He kept telling himself he was doing this to fix what he'd broken, but it seemed so counterproductive, having to act for handouts at every turn. Speaker announced the plane's boarding. Arden stood up, pointed to his, blank expression over his face. He swallowed roughly, trying not to show the fear and guilt on his face. His brain seemed to be constantly buzzing now. In some ways, it also felt calmer. He had better felt like that. But after having other voices in his brain, aside from his own, practically screaming at him, despite his anxiety for everything, it still felt slightly more peaceful, less loud, less tangled. Arden tips his heel on with his badge and scanned. He tried not to stare too hard, but he wondered if his knife would be picked up. They would dig deep into the folds of his bag and see the blood-stained clothes buried deep in there. Would he be arrested in the airport? Go through. The word started Arden, but he quickly went past, trying to absently steady his heart. I can't look it. It's not like the reason I haven't been caught yet. Arden flushed it. He kept glancing around himself, seeing others piling in, talking, brushing over little gifts from their trip. Other people doing their jobs. Everything seemed suspicious. They were all waiting on him to drop his guard before they could grab him. Arden chewed the skin on his lip as he stumbled to his seat, plopped down with a deep exhale. He rubbed his sweaty palms on his pants, swallowing roughly again. He had to do this. He was restoring balance. He continued convincing himself. Just because I know that doesn't mean Yara did. I stole his life. Arden thought bitterly. Utter shock and pain on his face, and his voice. Arden gripped his seat, shaking his head. He tried to focus on other things. It was all he could do in the moment. He stared out the window, waiting to move. Sit at my grave. Season 4. Sanity or Salvation. Chapter 7. He'd ended up calling Gallon for the money. It seemed slimy, given they just barely made up enough to talk. He was running out of options. Gallon was reasonably shocked when he heard the amount Arden needed. After the initial hello and Arden admitting to needing help, it had gotten awkward. A lot of movement and shuffling and quiet talking on Gallon's end for a while. Gallon was still willing to help, though Arden couldn't deny it sounded strange. You're stuck in the trip? Gallon had repeated. Yeah, I ran out of money. This is one of the only tickets back, Arden replied, his weakened confidence spilling into his uncomfortable tone. Well, did you? Gallon began to pause. Arden wanted to ask him to finish, but stayed quiet. I guess you must have tried everything before calling me, huh? Gallon tried to chuckle. Arden wasn't sure if he was meant to laugh or not, only cleared his throat. It's okay if you can't send me that much, Arden slowly said. You need to come home for a lot of reasons, but Gallon wasn't obligated to help. He just hoped him accent wasn't damaging the relationship even more. Well, I don't want you to be stranded, Gallon started. I mean, come on, you're my best friend. He trolled off, covering up with a cough. Arden winced, feeling his eyes get warm, but he bit his tongue. Look, I can get the money, but you'll have to pay it back, okay? At least half. Is that alright? Gallon explained, sounding a bit more serious. Arden clutched his phone. Gallon had no way just giving it to him. He could no longer tell if this was his and Gallon's friendship shining through, despite everything, or plain pity at this point. And it hurt that he couldn't even fully try to mend the relationship right now. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, what choice do I have anyways? Arden tried to dryly joke. Yeah, Gallon replied, shifting awkwardly. It's not just me, it's because of where I'm getting the money from. Things are a little strange right now for me too. Just, yeah. Gallon stuttered. He seemed to try and stop himself. Maybe we could talk about what's been happening at college once I get back, Martin suggested after a pause. He had no idea how it would be like interacting with everyone after everything, but he was still feeling sick with the tension between him and Gallon. Gallon stayed silent. Did he even believe that he cared about his experiences anymore after he'd been so dismissive? Was he chalking it up to him just acting friendly because he was in a bind? Arden wasn't sure. Lately, every step he took felt shaky, leaving doubts in his wake. Even with his struggles, it was still the one goal he marched towards, even if he only saw it through his own foggy lens. To almost laugh at his old false confidence. Yeah, we should catch up, Gallon agreed, a bit of levity finding its way back into his voice. I wanted to ask further what was going on with him. From what he knew, Gallon wasn't alone and lost like he was, but having a friend to talk to when things felt so out of place would feel good for anyone, regardless of the situation. Then again, maybe Gallon needed more help than he knew about. He had always been too selfish to even ask. Well, you should hurry and catch the flight, Arden. Gallon spoke up before he could. Gallon could feel it taking into him to ask more questions. One of the people he used to call his closest friend was stranded somewhere. One of the last things they'd done recently was fight. It didn't feel right. Clearly Arden wasn't handling himself well, and he did feel sorry for him. Their situations weren't the same. They'd both thoroughly established that, but having fallen into his own troubles where he hadn't made the best decisions, he felt the need to try and eliminate a bit more of the tension between them. And, you know, about your message and our talk, Gallon continued clumsily, unintensed. He didn't think it would be that easy to get their friendship to where it was. In fact, he knew he didn't deserve it. How could he even be worried about these types of things? He knew what he was still doing. And with that knowledge, he couldn't help but wonder if this would be the last time Gallon would help him. But if he was done with him after this, he didn't want to lose their friendship. I have to admit, I didn't like the way you spoke to me. When I heard your message, after what happened recently, I can honestly say I am sorry. I wish we could talk about what you're going through more, and I could help you, but I guess I just don't get it, Arden. Gallon confessed. He still felt himself tense as he said this, and while he was still kicking himself for apologizing to Arden, at least now he felt Arden must have acknowledged how unfairly he was treating him and cared about a friendship with him. Maybe it was false hope for something familiar in these times. He had to try, at least once more. Arden breathed in sharply. He didn't expect to be confronted with this right now. His head was all over the place. He was having a hard time coming to grips with everything in his own life. And while he wanted to be a friend to Gallon, He was very unsure how well it would even work out. Even with him trying to be more humble and understanding his faults, he still couldn't be completely honest. And for that, it would in some ways still feel hollow. Don't be sorry. Even though you don't get it, you continue to try and help me. That's what a friend does. You're the best one I have. Thank you, Cal. Her reply was solemn sincerity. There was a quiet gasp from the other side that stung Arden, but he remained quiet. "Well, I'm glad I could help," Cal replied gently. It wasn't completely the same, but it was a start. He wished he didn't have to ask for such a big thing immediately. The fact that Gal still tried to make a way to help him, even if it sounded like he didn't have the money himself, meant a lot more to Arden. And then he still had a chance. He was grateful for that, even if he knew it wouldn't last. Sit at My Grave, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 8. This plane ride had been more unnerving than the first. He'd been nervous on his way then, but still had more confidence. He still saw more of a light at the end of the tunnel. He shoved aside all the wreckage he caused by leaving, holding fast to the promise he'd made to bring his brother back. Now that he'd gone and actually made progress, it was nothing like just hearing what he had to do. The adrenaline and drive for his journey was shaken, now that he'd done something physical. Josiah had explained it as releasing someone from prison of their own flesh, but he'd never heard someone scream and stay in their cell with so much anguish. Arden leaned back in his seat. Soft voices were around him from other passengers. He listened to them. Some talking about the vacation they just had, others planning for the holidays. The man was softly telling a story to his frozen wife and toddlers who held each other close. On another row, two boys who presumed to be brothers were arguing over which movie to watch. In another area, there was a comment about how odd it looked outside while flying, knowing how the rain was picking up before they boarded. He felt so removed from it all, though he tried to enjoy listening, pretending he didn't have to think about his own life for a moment. He was exhausted, unable to sleep yet. Arden let his head roll to the side, body tensing in pain from the movement. He placed a hand on his bruised face, staring out at all the huge clouds outside. Time ticked on while he sat there. He rested his eyes, while his head lay against the window. His body had slumped, letting himself be engulfed by his coat, trying to find some type of warmth. Thunder muffled outside, booming sound muffled by the plane. All the same, he gave Arden a jolt. His hands went clammy almost immediately. He'd never really been a fan of storms. It was to be expected as a child who feared those loud noises. Dark, aggressive clouds, a sudden flashing of light from his cold, serene bedroom. Of course, he had grown out of it when he got older, only to have a much worse reason for disliking it now. Arden shifted in his seat, frowning uncomfortably, a memory overtaking his mind. He was younger, weaker, shivering like a leaf. The evening at home had brought in clouds, a storm brewing. Remy and Easton were home, but tucked away in their own room. After Arden could only assume they had been working all day. It was a while after dinner, and had been before bedtime. Arden was curled up on the couch reading, having a snack. It had been peaceful, calm. His only bright beam, as he laid open, his glasses kept trying to slip off his face. Rain hit against the window, low bumpers snapped overhead. The wind simply taking out, the branches fairway. Arden stretched, sitting up. He looked towards the windows, and dropped the gun. He slowly put his book aside, walking over to pick up the window closer. Glanced out, watching his arms that got worse. He slowly put his hands to the window, watching, mesmerized by how the trees swayed. Suddenly, light flashed, reflecting on his glasses, startled him a bit. What came next made him jump. A loud boom. It seemed so unnecessary for thunder to be that loud. Even though he was at home, he still felt the need to find more shelter, fearful of the next one. Mom? Dad? Arden questioned softly, knocking at the bed from the door. He got no answer. Tried once more, but still nothing. He stood there for a moment. What could he assume at such a time? He walked away from the door, running past any windows he saw, trying hard not to look at the angry outdoors. He was almost safe in his room. I remembered briefly. God, eyes wide in shock realization. He'll be okay though, surely. Another round of action bumping, jump, take off running. It's so scary. There's no way he could fall asleep like this. As he wandered around, he suddenly heard music playing softly from the store. He froze briefly before running towards the area. It was stupid he didn't think to go here in the first place. Arden let himself inside Reed's open room, seeing his brother laid back on the floor, eyes closed, while he listened to a CD, lightly drumming his fingers to the beat. Reed! Ernest spoke in a loud whisper, crouching down by him now. Reed jumped, his body jolting. He quickly opened his eyes, sitting up, glancing around briefly before zeroing in on Arden. He chuckled a bit in relief, seeing him. Arden? What are you doing here? He asked. I came to say goodnight. Arden lied nervously. Reed scratched his face in confusion. Okay. Well, good night, Mom. He teased him before standing up. Arden rolled his eyes, but plunged immediately into his coffee. He was flying straight to Reed before catching himself. He quickly straightened out his shirt, trying to appear relaxed. Reed's gonna think I'm so uncool, Arden thought to himself. Why are you acting so twitchy? Reed questioned him, picking up his music player, pausing it. You jump too, Arden challenged back, pointing at him. Everyone jumps when they hear their name, so what? Reed shrugged, walking back to his bed, jumping backwards onto it. And anyway, we already said goodnight, so you better go on to sleep, continued. Oh, sure, Arden responded hesitantly. Slowly turned to leave, spun back around, eyes widened. Oh, Reed, why don't we stay up all night? It'll be fun. We can read books and listen to music, Arden suggested eagerly. Reed laughed a little, about to speak, when blue light shined through his room. Arden's body stiffened. He shut his eyes tight, bracing for the intense sound that was close behind. He seemed to scrunch his body down further when it didn't come right away. Suddenly he felt warmth in his ears. Something slid over him. He opened his eyes in confusion. Seeing Reed was in front of him now, placing his headphones over his ears, now having him plunged into his music player, tuning his foot in the quiet space. The thunder eventually crackled, but at least it was a bit muffled. Reed smirked at the relief shock on Arden's face before grabbing the bridge of his glasses, messing with him. The Arden frowned and swatted him away. Stop! I need to see! Arden complained. No, you don't. It's time to sleep anyways, dummy. Reed mocked him, ruffling his hair, pushing him around a little. But I thought we were gonna stay up, Arden questioned hopefully, trailing his brother as Reed went to pull away his curtains, looking outside. Arden stopped short, gasping softly, hearing the rain and harsh winds whipping around, anticipating those horrible crashes again. Reed continued gazing out. Arden watched him from behind, or slowly creeping over. He stood beside Reed, a hand out holding Reed's music player, gently gripping onto his own pant leg. That tipped to relax, or at least not seem so nervous. Arden glanced up a little at his brother. He looked interested, frowning just slightly. He didn't look afraid. Arden tilted his head a bit. Reed was never afraid, and if Reed wasn't afraid, neither was he. He thought to himself, he frowned to his face, staring out the window too. There's not the wildest thing in the world. Feels timed a little better. It'd be a nice beat for a track. He chuckled. Think of music when you hear thunder? Arden asked in confusion. Of course. If you listen, music can be anywhere. He told him. He placed his fingers against the window, steadily trying to stab along the soft rain coming down. Arden glanced from him, gazing outside again, surprised at the tune he created. He rolled his eyes a little, seeing the wonderment in Arden's confused face. He began tapping his foot along too, adding to his little one-man band. Another round of thunder came through, stopping the moment. As I heard from the window stumbling, Reed reached over and yanked him back to his feet before he could fall, laughing at him. You need to get your money back for those glasses. You're still staggering around. Reed mocked him, watching his Arden got his bearings. That, this cap has to get up a little tighter. Reed muttered, sniffing again. Huh? What do you mean? Arden questioned. Nothing. Reed shrugged. Thunder messed up the song. Arden commented, though some Reed stopped and listened to him. Nah, thunder was like the big finish. Like when the guy hits a cymbal or something. just chasing lightning. So, across the curtain back, going to sit on his bed. Let him quickly fall, sit beside him. What the? You're on my bed now, too. Reed shaking his head. Why am I gonna stay up? Or next again, slipping the headphones off, starting to feel a little less nervous. No, I'm going to sleep. We can splash around the mud puddles or whatever tomorrow when I went to school, he told him, yawning. Mud? When our clothes get dirty? Or next, frowning. Reed arched an eyebrow at him. No, it's gonna make some sick designs in our clothes. Then we're gonna cut them up to make them look even better, he explained to Maria. Oh, okay. Art agreed. He didn't like the idea of messing up his clothes. Reed's always looked so cool. So I guess he knew what he was talking about. Reed held back up again, going to turn off the lights before flopping back on the bed and turning his back towards Orla. He turned off the lights? Orla questioned, putting his nerves again. He's across the window. That's usually how people sleep. Reed chuckled. Okay, well, I like this CD, so I'm gonna keep listening to it, okay? Alright, now it's glancing at Reed. Sure, whatever. Just put in new batteries tomorrow. Reed waved him off. Orla slowly laid back down, almost on the edge of the bed, trying to stay still and quiet as he put the headphones back on. Did you just lay down? Reed mumbled his question. I'm not sleeping, I'm just hanging out. I'm gonna stay up all night by myself since you're too tired. Orla for himself, waiting to see if he could get kicked out or not. He glanced at Reed's back, almost holding his breath, staying still as he heard it, see if he turned around. You're so weird. Orla Reed sneaked quietly again. Orla sighed out, silently in relief. He must have believed him, because he didn't kick him out. Orla stared up at the ceiling, hearing the foggy storm outside, mixed with the music in his ears. He blinked a few times, wondered once more with relief, before slowly falling asleep, barely noticing when Reed reached over, moving his glasses on his face. Sanity or Salvation? Chapter 9. Loud whispering got Orla back from his light rest. His eyes had been closed, and he was holding himself, wrapped in his coat like a makeshift blanket. His eyes darted around, being on alert now, unsure if it had been someone near him speaking. After voices came back, being stormed back into focus wasn't how he preferred it, but getting out of that uncomfortable memory was likely for the best. Sir, sir. Orla saw the steward was over him, looking a bit concerned. Yes, Orla answered, sitting up. He saw her eyes linger on his face, frowning. First, he frowned back in confusion. Once again, realized his bruise was odd. Oh, it's time for lunch. You have two options, she explained. Orla took a look around, noticing most everyone around him were eating, or at least drinking something. Even his seatmate kept mostly quiet, watching movies instead of music. He must have been out for a while, Orla thought, although he didn't feel any more rested. He'd been exhausted. He could only lay there. His mind brought back his hazy old history, good and bad. Same storms that taught you not to be afraid of. Disrespecting me. Orla remembered painfully. He could almost hear the sound of wet skin as he struck against his hand. Sir? The steward said once again, trying to gain his attention. Oh, what were the options again? Orla asked. Should be grateful she didn't just give up and leave by now. He had noticed. He began writing something on a small notepad. We are serving burgers and spaghetti, she announced once again. Orla shrugged, not having much of an appetite. He was hungry and knew his body was tired. But actually eating still didn't feel appealing to him. I'll have the burger. Is it included with the ticket I already bought? Orla quickly asked. He already had a debt and didn't need to pile it on. These meals are included, yes. There are other meals if you don't like those two, but that's for upper class. You can order them to here, though, with enough money, the stewardess explained. No, the burger's fine, Orla agreed, swallowing nervously. The stewardess nodded. Coming right up, she agreed, patting Orla's hand, which had been laying in the armrest before she slid away. Orla's brows crinkled with oddity before he looked down, seeing she left a note for him. Are you safe? If you are, order the apple juice. If you're in danger, order the strawberry juice. Orla almost laughed at the irony. The meat matched the dark, like green paste soaking into the bread. The flavor, whatever it was, almost lost to too much salt. It wasn't good enough to be satisfying, but not horrible enough to puke up. A steady pace of disappointment was just good enough. Lars fluffed down his food with water, almost forcing himself to finish his plate. He needed energy, and after all, it came with a ticket he purchased. Who was he to turn his nose away at any type of free reprieve? Only the apple juice seemed like the right thing to do. Why worry someone? He'd been so stressed lately, he didn't wish the feeling on anyone. Ordering either was too much for him. Was he safe? How could he know at this point, or even care for that matter? He knew he was going to stay like this, for right then, being bothered with his own safety felt gross. He was sure to give the stewardess back her note, though, marking it with a simple, "I'm okay, thanks." He didn't know if it was convincing, or if she would even care enough to further investigate if he was done with the situation. Arden put his tray away after finishing his uneasy food. He couldn't help but think back to the Neelys and the home-cooked meals there after a long day of farm work. If he stripped away what he was there for, it didn't seem so bad. He'd get a lot of energy and a lot of bad thoughts out in that too. He had a chance to regulate himself, only taking advantage of those opportunities, not the people around him. The family was kind enough, not overbearing, and having Chrissy to talk to was a nice way to start and end any day. What was he thinking? He had plenty of nice things at home. Not the capacity to appreciate them, Arden thought bitterly. He didn't know if he'd ever call Chrissy. He wasn't even sure how he'd face his own family when he got there. It would be difficult with what he had going on, but even more so with everyone under one roof. He wasn't looking forward to Reed's remembrance party, as much as he cared for Reed and missed him. Being in that setting just didn't feel right. They were all grieving Reed, but not everyone would be doing it the way he would. Arden shifted uncomfortably, bringing up old memories, talking about and to Reed. All of it would hurt. But he just didn't think he would feel right crying in front of his family. It would feel too slimy. However, with all the pressure lately, he wasn't sure if he would be able to hold it back anymore. That part scared him. How would everyone react if he broke down like that? He couldn't cause his mother any more pain than he already had. And what about his grandma? He was sure she was hurt seeing how her daughter and grandson's lives had turned out. Despite how tough she was, it wasn't fair to make her be the strong one again. Arden stopped briefly, humming to himself, just thinking of other people's feelings completely. Not much concerned for how he looked in front of them. He confessed himself he was in the past. He wasn't a good person, but he knew he did care about the people around him, despite what his walls and puffed up false ego said. He lost his way on how to show it properly, but he hoped he hadn't given up on him yet. How had he even gotten this way? He felt so detached from himself. He slumped in his chair. Sleep wasn't coming to him, so he continued writing his journal. Listening in on the people around him once again, trying to relax before he had to face everything. Sitatmygrave4, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 10. Don't forget, we still have places to be, music to record. She barely had a chance to take a breath as she exited the car, and she heard the words behind her. Why offer to drop me off if you're just going to lecture me? I already know her schedule, she responded back, turning to Blair, while she placed a hand on her hip. Just trying to make sure. We're doing really well so far. Don't we want to keep the label happy? She replied back with a snark. I don't need you checking behind me, since you seem to forget I'm in the band too. We all get the same calls and emails, Gary, she retorted, making a face, seeing him slightly roll his eyes at her. Emily, I'm just doing what's best for the band. That's my only intention, Gary told her, with pinching between his brows in frustration. Sure it is, Emily muttered. And what's best for you, Gary started. Emily's frown got sharper as she watched him exit the car and approach her. You don't know what's best for me? Quit acting like you're more than you are, Gary, because you aren't all that. Henry spat, pointing an accusing finger at him. Those last few months had been as joyous as they were painful. The band had gotten a lot closer, having to be with each other so much, experiencing what it was like to really be doing this for work. There were a lot of difficulties they hadn't been expecting, getting to venues on time, playing through any types of mishaps, having to do it all without the real leader of the band. Emily felt her own strength renewed being on stage. It's been difficult having to sing your late boyfriend's lyrics. Always worried she'd never deliver a line quite like he did. Then she sang up there, at times with tears in her eyes. Those songs took on a whole different meaning of passion. Singing up there had become an outlet. She poured what she was feeling into what she sang, and the crowd was very receptive. It was therapeutic in a way. However, her and Gary couldn't seem to stop butting heads. There were moments where they were on top of the world and all hugged after set, but other times when she couldn't stand him. He was way too controlling and hot-headed for her liking, and as she was getting out of her own funk, she found it easier to shout just what she thought of him straight to his face when things got heated. I just don't want you to come here, reconnecting with Reed's family and losing it again. That's all, he responded, shoving his hands in his pockets. Emery's nose scrunched with a frown. You've been such a jerk. I can't tell if you're actually worried about me or worried my grief will hurt the band. Emery confronted him. Geez, Ems, Gary muttered, looking off. Don't call me that, she corrected him. He glanced at her, arching an eyebrow, making her cock one up as well, almost mockingly. Well, it's because I don't want to see you get down again. You really shine on stage. I hate to see you dull out, Gary told her. Cute, Emery taunted him, shifting her weight to the other hip. Gary chuckled, reaching over to pet her curls. Emery's glare stopped him. It'll be hard to relearn the bass without both hands, she threatened with a false smile. Fine, I'm out. I'm gonna get back with the other guys. Sure you'll make it to the Atlas place just fine? Gary asked. Don't worry about me, Emery told him. She adjusted her purse before walking off. Hey, don't forget, you gotta record. They want at least 4 original songs from us, Gary called after. Emery put her hand up, waving him off. She heard him scoff slightly before he was driving away. Slowly, Emery's expression fell. She had been shocked when she was invited for Reed's birthday. Honestly, she was going to try to work right through it. Almost scared herself she'd fall back into that hole of longing. She agreed to go in, but told them she wouldn't be staying for the holidays. She wouldn't even be visiting her own family for it. She was much too focused on getting the band where it needed to be. Rinley and Verna were guaranteed to be there, and while she didn't like Rinley, she could tolerate her. They told her Arda might not make it, but didn't give her any details as to why. She could only guess he was still grieving, and being at an event like that would only make it worse. She hadn't been fond of him. They'd at least connected with Reed's death last she had spoken to him. Emery paused for a moment, waiting at a bus stop. Regardless of her relationships with him, for Reed's sake, she did hope all the Adlers were doing well. I don't get how, but she would have wanted. Sure of it, Mary thought to herself, looking only briefly at her phone's wallpaper, her and Reed together. Her eyes closed, shivering, before stuffing her phone back into her purse. The bus really was opening its doors. She quickly climbed in, showing off her bus pass. However it went, she knew what she was there for, and what she had to get back to. At least aside from the event at the Atlas, she was excited for where the band was headed. She was proud of herself and her bandmates' ability to pick up where they did. Hey, can we ask you a question? Emery heard her voice just as she put her earbuds in. 2 girls stood above her, pulling the handles as they rode the bus. Shoot, Emery responded, putting her buds down. Are you in Skip the Convo? The first girl asked. She probably doesn't even know what that is, the other hissed. Actually, I do, and I am. You've heard of us? Emery asked. See? First girl said, nudging her friend. That's so cool. I'm Ella. This is my friend Maya. We're like fans of the band. We've seen y'all play at local shows in town before. Sometimes we bar hop just to see you guys. She laughed excitedly. Emery smirked. She knew they were constantly hustling any place to perform and get out there. They had no idea they have fans actually following them that closely yet. Ella split open, quickly stuffed herself beside Emery. Oh my gosh, okay, so I got me and Maya concert tickets for another artist, right? Right. And who should I see was opening when I looked at the lineup? Skip the Convo. It's like full circle. I thought I'd only see you guys in our hometown, but here you are playing bigger shows. Ella chattered excitedly, popping the gum in her mouth. Emery's eyes widened a bit, scooting just to give herself some space. We recently got a deal, so we're going to be making music when we do a promo tour, Emery announced proudly. Girl, can we get a picture? She asked. yanking Maya by her arm closer so she could get in the shot. Ella slung one arm over Amory while she began taking pictures of the three of them. Don't get my bad side, Amory warned her. What bad side? Ella laughed, making Amory chuckle along with them before posing. There was a flutter in her heart. Doing the band was his dream, and she was previously just along for the ride. But now, as she slowly healed, she started to enjoy this, just for herself too. There she was, posing for fans. She had fans. Aren't you gonna be okay? And her own voice reassured herself. Oh my gosh, thanks for the pics! Called Squirrel, hopping up from her seat, scrolling through them. She got glares from the other passengers as she did so. Hey, so where's the late guy? You know, Reed? I asked. And suddenly, the bubble burst. Oh yeah, the leader! He has incredible energy on stage. Is he like busy getting ready for the tour or something? Ella asked, grinning. Emery's face fell. Her shoulders became heavy. She opened her mouth to speak, but found herself hesitating. How do you tell someone this? Are you okay? I asked, frowning. Yeah, you look sick. Ella commented, putting her phone away. Thankfully, the bus was coming to another stop, and Emery quickly got up, rushing out. Her chest felt tight. She should be used to it, expect it. But hearing some strangers ask about her Reed somehow hurt worse. She didn't even know if this was her stop. She'd have to find another way there if it wasn't. But she had to get out of that space, clear her head. It was moments like these where she wished she could talk to Reed. Listeners asked with emotional problems all the time. He would always try to help her any way he could, even if that meant just being there, making some dumb joke. Mary stopped walking, breathing out a shuddered sigh. I wish you were here, just to talk about how much I miss you. She flushed back sadly. There was no use. She wiped her eyes, kept going forward.